Voted on the Patreon poll was Stuttgart, a team that looked like they could have gone down this season.
They were lucky with it. Last
kick of the game.
Last kick of the game, yeah.
Yeah, last kick of the game saved them from going into the relegation playoff, and I think they even dropped Hertha Berlin down into that then, and saved themselves this Bundesliga season.
I think Hertha Berlin missed a penalty as well,
They did, yeah. So quite a lot of drama happening in the Bundesliga, and it is time for us to rebuild Stuttgart. Of course, former winners of the Bundesliga 5 times, including the latest in 2007.
It's nice when it goes to the last game, the last week of the season.
And there's a bit of drama
it's
going
like the
into
Premier
it.
League now. It's all the last week. Things could happen. Who's going to win the league?
Who's going to get in Europa League? That's what everybody cares about.
Is Spurs going to get that 4th spot?
Yes. Oh, I think it's got to be yours now. It's got to be yours. So anyway, this Stuttgart team then, they've got some quality players. However, I'm bringing you back on the 2nd of August because look what has happened to our team, how many injuries we actually have. That is ridiculous, isn't it? There's quite a few that actually are real life injuries at the start of the season, and there's a few that have actually happened during the game since I've started. A couple of them are like minor, but like there's damaged cruciates 4 to 5 months for this man Silas, who is one of our best players. Christian Moller 3 to 8 days. Narty's 5 to 6 weeks. 2 to 6 weeks. 11 days to 2 weeks. Sorry, it is all of our first team players.
We're in trouble.
We're in deep trouble at the start of this first season.
So the first challenge really is to survive.
Not to mention as well, there's a couple of players who have wanted signs next to their name. So obviously there's some big clubs in Europe who are thinking, we could prize their players away from them, being that we've only just been promoted last couple of seasons ago. So yeah, this is going to be a big task, but we're in the Bundesliga. There's a lot of money in the Bundesliga as long as you can survive. And if you're a little bit successful, you'll be rewarded for it. Now, the only signing I actually made was a loan deal, bringing in Hannibal from Manchester United. Now, this guy, quite a lot of Manchester United fans are very excited about him, and I'm quite excited to bring him to this club because I think in centre midfield right now, we've got a couple of good players, but I think this guy just adds a little touch of class to us. Very good on the ball, very good passing ability, good flair. I like him a lot. He's only 18 years of age, and yet he's still rated quite highly by our coaches in regards to the rest of our team, which goes to show really the quality in our team that we have. Tactically then, we're looking like this. It's an asymmetric tactic, and the reason why I'm doing that is because we have so many players who can play in one specific role, but it doesn't really match up to a perfect tactic that's symmetrical. So we're going asymmetric instead. We've got the poacher role up front, and we've got a couple of really good players who can play that. I mean, there's this guy here who is 6'7". Cool. Yeah, and the day that we're recording this, he's been linked to Manchester United. So whether it ever happens, I don't know. Silas used to be a world-class striker in the future on previous Football Manager. He's not as good now, but he's still decent. That pace is quite frightening. And we've also loaned Thiago Tomas from Sporting, who again is one of these players that is very good in the match engine. And we have a deal to buy him should we wish to after 2 years. So we get 2 years of using him if we think he's not good enough.
That's what I do.
We don't. If we do, we can bring him in. Now, at the start of the season, of course, we've seen the troubles we had with injuries. And I don't think, considering how bad that was, we've actually done too badly.
No.
We've won in the first round of the Cup. We've won 3-1 in our first game of the season against Greuther Fürth, who probably is going to be the bottom team in this league. They are in real life. 3-1 victory, though, Thiago Tomas getting a brace. We then only lost 1-0 away from home against Leipzig.
That's not bad.
No.
You've got to take that really in.
And that's the centre-back, which probably means it was a corner.
Yeah.
So we've got to take that, and a 0-0 draw against Freiburg, who tends to be one of the trickier teams in the Bundesliga, which you just don't expect to happen. So I actually think we've done quite well. This first part of the season, with all those injuries, we've done quite well. And now we're at the 1st of September, we can see the injuries have kind of petered off a little bit. We still got a couple of guys who's going to be out for a while, but we've got some returning players, and that's the most important thing. This first season, we'll simulate it. We've only brought in one player in Hannibal. Let's see what this team can do for us going forward. So the first season then, we find ourselves in Europa League spots.
Yeah, bad is it?
I know. I mean, we've done extraordinarily well, and we've managed to finish above some of the biggest clubs in Germany. Bayer Leverkusen right underneath us there. 6 points ahead of them. I mean, we did a Leverkusen rebuild recently. We know how good their team really is. And if you look at the teams above, you kind of expect those teams to finish there.
First and second is always going to be there, and that's the challenge to try and get in amongst them.
Yeah.
Especially when they've got Erling Haaland still there.
Yeah, and of course, Bayern Munich, Lewandowski, 44 goals this season. They didn't lose a game.
didn't they?
They only drew 2 games.
Yeah.
They did not lose a game. Erling Haaland got 35 in 34, and he was still finishing second. But look who finished third. Some 20 goals behind Lewandowski is Thiago Tomas. So that's a positive, if anything. But yeah, not a bad start to this season. We've got to be really happy with that.
And we're in Europe as well.
Yeah, European football next year. That builds a reputation. It builds the money pot, definitely. So that's really good. We need to now push on and see if we can get amongst the top 4.
It's easier to get players as well to come to you then as well.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. With that reputation little increase and people wanting to play in Europe. What about the competitions then? Because the DFB Pokal is my favourite trophy.
Yeah.
I think it looks absolutely beautiful. I want to win that trophy. Well, we were knocked out in the semi-final by Borussia Dortmund, which is obviously unlucky, but it was by penalties.
Even worse.
4-4, and then it went to penalties. And unfortunately, we could not do it.
What game that would have been? 4-4 as well.
The final was then played out by Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich, and they won. Bayern Munich won after extra time. Unfortunately for Dortmund, 2-1.
You need them two to play against each other
and knock one
in the lower ranges.
Yeah, absolutely. And even maybe like a Leipzig or something knocks them out, and then you could get lucky every now and then. So it's not a bad start to the season. I think we've done ourselves proud, especially with the injury worries that we had at the start there.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at some of the statistics then for this season. Tomas scored 32 goals in only 31 starts, 7 appearances from the bench with 6 assists. Chris Fulhick got 7 goals. That's where our problem is.
Yeah.
We're not getting enough goals elsewhere. Hannibal did come in though and get the most assists this season, so bringing him in was definitely a positive. No goals though, but 10 assists, being the only guy to manage to get more than, well, just double figures alone in assists. That's another problem that we might need to look at going forward. We're not creating enough chances and we're not scoring enough chances. Yet, we're still quite high up in the league. Not bad at all.
No, I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, considering like...
we were struggling there.
Yeah, absolutely. The media predicted us to finish in 14th place.
Yeah.
We've really outdone that in the 6th place. We haven't really added to the team. This is, like I mentioned before, a former Bundesliga winner, only back in 2007.
They've been thereabouts for a few years. They're good. They're one of the strongest sides in the German league over the history of the German league.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're a very good sporting club though.
Yeah.
When I've looked back on their history, they do a lot more sports. So you got your hockey, you got your basketball, you got your athletics and all that. They do all those.
Yeah.
But one thing I was quite surprised they do a referee and coaching thing as well.
Oh really?
And they teach all referees for the amateur leagues.
Yeah.
And they're into all that as well. So they're a very good sporting club, really.
Yeah,
One of the biggest ones in Germany, I found out. So it's a good team to be involved with, I think.
They could do with teaching some of the Premier League referees.
Yeah.
Because that has been dreadful, isn't it,
recently? Yeah.
Good lord.
And the area, we know that the stadium is called the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, is it? And
yeah.
They're sponsored by Mercedes. And
I think the Mercedes-Benz, like the factory's quite nearby.
There are museums there as well as the Porsche museum.
Oh, okay.
So I would love to go there
for a weekend. Favourite car?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I would love to go there for a weekend just to go to those two museums. I'd go to the Porsche one first, but I'd like to go to the Mercedes one as well, just see what they got there.
And then go to the Mercedes-Benz Arena if we have to.
Yeah, if we have to.
And go watch a Bundesliga game if we have to.
You look at the stadium, there's a nice looking stadium as well.
Yeah, very nice looking stadium.
It's the thing with the Germans, and they do the nice stadiums, don't they?
Yeah, and the atmosphere is always electric.
Oh, yeah.
We know that's probably the best country in the world for the amount of teams that have a great atmosphere and fan following, which isn't like dangerous.
No.
Obviously, they still have some lunatics and stuff like that.
Everybody's
going to have them, but they seem to have
their
kind of the
best. They get it set up, don't they? And they get people in the crowd to get the crowd going, and it's brilliant to watch.
Absolutely. So, not a bad start to this season, but before we go on to season number 2, today's video is sponsored by Manscaped. Father's Day is round the corner, and our friends at Manscaped have given the best gift ideas for you to get your pops on Father's Day. And they have just launched a brand new product for this year, so Dad, happy Father's Day.
Thank you, son.
Introducing the new Manscaped Boxers 2.0.
Nice.
Sweaty sack summer is approaching. It's about time that you think of the comfort of your crotch. Do you chafe? Do you get sweaty balls? Well, Manscaped has spent the last 2 years coming up and designing the brand new Manscaped Boxers 2.0, which is gotta be the most comfortable boxers out there.
They are nice.
I mean, the pair from the Performance Package 4.0 we've both mentioned are already the comfiest boxers that both of us own.
Definitely, yeah.
And now I can't wait for my balls to feel like they're being cuddled by clouds. There's got a tagless waistband for comfort. There's front pouch access for easy access. And let me tell you, if your partner sees you with the Manscaped brief tag on your boxers, you're gonna need easy access because they're coming for you. Size doesn't matter, but cleanliness definitely does. It is the softest fabric around to keep the plums well ventilated, and the fabric won't pill or shrink.
No shrinkage?
No, not that. Just the boxes.
Oh.
They can't prevent any other type of shrinkage. Now remember, using my code OMEGA at manscaped.com gives you 20% off plus free shipping. So you need to take advantage of this. Father's Day is just around the corner. Make sure you get that gift. But if you're thinking that's not enough to get my dad, maybe you go for also the Performance Package 4.0. We spoke about it before. You get the Lawnmower 4.0, you get the Weed Whacker, you get the gift bag, you get the t-shirt, and of course the first edition of the boxes. That whole package also comes with ball toner and ball deodorant, and they smell incredible.
Oh, they do, yeah, they do.
Yeah, I actually
even Mum says that.
Yeah, I do. What? Manscaped are looking to go further than just ball trimming, and I think they are changing the game with the most comfiest boxers on the market. So head on over to manscaped.com, use code OMEGA for your 20% off. Get yourself a gift, get your father a gift for Father's Day, and your thigh slappers will definitely be thanking you. Okay, into season number 2 then. In our transfer window, we spent £23 million. We didn't get given that much money, but we got given enough to play around with a little bit and make some good marquee signings.
Yeah.
I think the best one is actually Zagadou that we got on a free transfer from Borussia Dortmund. If we can keep him happy, that's our centre-back done for the rest of the rebuild. Quality player.
That's young as well.
Absolutely,
well,
only 23. There seems to be a lot of really good French defenders that go to Germany, don't they?
Yeah.
They seem to thrive in the Bundesliga. We completed the deal with Mavropanos from Arsenal. That was already a done deal. We also got another free deal from Inter Milan in Matthias Pacino. Uruguayan, 31 years of age. He's got great mental attributes. He's just got a good head on his shoulders, I think.
Yeah, good experienced midfield player.
Absolutely.
55 caps.
Plays in a number of different roles is what I like about him. If we need him to play in behind the striker, he can do it. Yeah. If he needs to play in front of the defence, he can do it. He's got very good tackling ability, good heading, bit of a towering figure, but he also likes to get forward. What's not to like about this guy for a free signing? But then I found this man for £10.5 million, and I've seen big clubs sign him before in rebuilds. I've never got my hands on him myself, but Julio Magore, I think this guy is phenomenal because going forward, he has 14 for dribbling, 13 for finishing, 15 for first touch, but he can pass 15 and he can tackle at 15.
And he got good vision as well. So
good vision, decision making, his stamina and natural fitness is brilliant. So the fact that we signed him from Spezia for only £10 million.
That's a good sign, man.
Really good signing. Only 24 years of age as well, could last us for the rest of this rebuild. Hugo Ekiti, French player who can play on the right hand side or up front or on the left if we really need him to. This guy I seen because he was so cheap and I thought he can play in so many different roles as a good squad player.
Good squad player, yeah.
Absolutely. He's still young as well, so he's still got time to develop. He played 29 games last season. Didn't do too well, but he's playing for one of the worst teams in the French league. We've played him for one game so far. Hasn't done that well, but I don't think he's going to be starting many games. However, this man, you might recognise people watching because he was amazing last year, bit of a speed demon. And another player we've signed, that's Italian.
Yeah.
Wilfred Nomtow, 18 years of age. Now, this guy, when he gets to his full potential, tends to have up there with like 19 to 20 pace and acceleration. He's just rapid, quick. Comes from the Inter Milan Youth Academy, but he went over to Zurich. That's where we've picked him up from. For just £5.25 million, he scored 13 goals in 33 games when he was 17. Can't argue with that.
No.
And already he's looking quite good with that 15 off the ball, very good pace and decent finishing ability. But the final signing we made is Magnus Kafod, Danish. Now we picked him up from Bayer Leverkusen, but they only picked him up from Nordsjælland last season for £6.75 million. Only played him 6 games, sold him to us for half the price.
Happy days.
So yeah, we got a good bargain there because I think this guy's really good. So now we have signed 3 really good centre midfielders that were far better than the 3 centre midfielders we were using beforehand. So I think our midfielders just got miles better than what it did last season. Only a couple of players leaving the club there for a little bit of money. That's the reason why we couldn't bring in anybody else. But we still have £10 million to play around with or to take on to next season should we really need to, because I think what we have done this season is just improve the team with only using half of our budget. So tactically then, we look and we're going with exactly the same thing. However, I've changed a few of the player roles around, and Maggiore is going to play in that shadow striker role, and I'm training him to do it. He can't play it right now, but if you look at attribute-wise, he's probably the best player to play it. And that's the reason why I'm trying to train him to do it. He is injured, though, at the start of the season. He's picked up in one of the earlier games. We're just cursed, I think, with injuries, but still...
Stop playing the early games at the beginning of the season and just go right into the season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Full squad then.
Not bad. So let's take a look then at our schedule. How have we actually done? Because we played loads. So we started off with a 9-1 victory in the Cup. A 2-0 loss to Leipzig. We know that's a difficult one. Yeah. Arminia Bielefeld, 1-0 victory. 2-2 draw against Hamburg, just coming up. But these next two results you're really going to like.
Yeah, I like that one.
The 3-0 result against Bayer Leverkusen. And a 2-1 victory away to Borussia Dortmund.
What a result that is.
2-0 up as well we were at one point. Donjan Malen scored in the 82nd minute. So that's a fantastic result there. Capped off with a 0-0 draw at Hoffenheim.
So Hoffenheim. You go and beat Dortmund, then you go and draw against Hoffenheim.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I know. So let's take a look then at our Europa League group. We've got Dynamo Kiev, Ludogorets and Slovan Bratislava. A group that I think we should be dominating. We should at least be going through. Yeah. We should be winning that group.
Disappointed if we don't win the group, to be honest with you.
Absolutely. Right, okay, let's simulate this season. Now, the second season did not go to plan exactly.
The only good thing about that is I can see something beside our name.
There is something beside our name. We somehow qualified for the Europa League despite finishing in 13th place. Erling Haaland with 42 goals. He's still here. Lewandowski got 39, finishing second. So what did we win? Well, if we take a look at competitions, we are the winners of the DFB Pokal.
Got your cup for you, mate.
We got my cup.
Yeah.
We defeated FC Cologne in the final after extra time. And like we mentioned, we just need to avoid the big two.
Who knocked them out, though? Did we avoid them or did we knock one of them out?
Let's see. So if we have a look at the tree then, we started off against Bochum 2-0. We then beat St. Pauli 2-1. My Eintracht Frankfurt, we defeated them 3-2. We then defeated Bayern Munich in the semi-final 5-2 after extra time, whilst Cologne was defeating Dortmund 5-2 after extra time.
What a set of semi-finals that was.
Exactly. Both 5-2s and we had a very boring final. Yeah. And then a horrendously boring final, which was won in extra time. But yeah, we've got our hands on the FA Cup final
with Chelsea and Liverpool.
So boring. And the Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
Those two should never be allowed to play at Wembley again. That was embarrassing. That was so boring. Back to Stuttgart. We were knocked out in the quarter-final of the Europa League by Dynamo Zagreb. That's a tricky team.
Yeah.
I'll give them that because it's one of those teams where it's like sometimes they could be amazing. Like Salzburg is another team. If I'm ever knocked out by one of those two teams, I think, they have got good players. Yeah. But I don't care. We won the DFB Pokal despite finishing 30.
We got to the quarter-final though, so...
Yeah, that's still good. We still obviously got through our group. Yeah. We can take a look at the results if you like and see how we did in that Europa League because we started off quite well. 3-0 victory, 4-2 victory. We lost to Ludogorets after only drawing and then beating Slovan Bratislava 3-1. We then played Leeds, of all teams, in the second round knockout. We beat them 1-0, and unfortunately we lost 3-2 on aggregate to Dynamo Zagreb. So yeah, not bad.
Going back to our results there for the season, did you see how bad of an end of the part of the season we had?
No, I didn't, but I'm guessing it's something to do with, obviously we had a cup final coming up.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, where we haven't got the cup final highlighted here, let's have to take a look.
We didn't win a game for a month and a half there?
No, so we had the cup final at the end of the season there. When we needed to play well, it mattered, like the semi-final there and the final.
Yeah.
Other than that, the Werder Bremen game was the only game we won back until March.
Yeah.
On March the 18th.
That's bad, isn't it?
That's a really bad run. And even so, we only drew against Wolfsburg and then we lost the next like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So yeah, a bad run.
We were lucky we didn't get relegated, really.
I know, because we also had a bad run in the middle part of the season there. October, we played so many games, but it's because of the World Cup.
Yeah.
Obviously, in this year, we played so many games and we didn't even pick up one victory in the league. So, not great at all.
We were lucky.
Really lucky.
But we won the league. Won the cup.
Won the cup. So, our fans are like, what a terrible season. But we won the cup.
Yeah.
So,
we're happy with that.
Who's laughing now? Yeah. On to season number 3. Now, on the outs, quite a surprising one is Wilfred Nomtow. We signed him. We played one season with him and we sold him for a huge profit of £21.5 million. We did play him 27 games and he did score quite a few goals. Yeah. And I don't know, it was one of those deals where I was in and I'm in to accept, but it was so much money I couldn't turn it down.
16 million profit, team of our size, you've got to take it, haven't you?
Yeah. Yes, he's an amazing player. Maybe if we held on to him, we could have made a little bit more use of him. But I think with the money that we've got from him, I think I might have brought in some good replacements or at least some players to complement our squad in his absence. We also picked up £16 million for Mangala, a centre midfielder, because obviously we signed so many centre midfielders last season. I didn't feel like we needed Mangala anymore, so we managed to get rid of him for a good price of £16 million. So the Thiago Tomas deal has been made permanent. I think we had to. Yeah, we didn't look at statistics at the end of the season, but again, he was our top scorer. He got 13 in the league, 24 in total.
Don't think we could afford to lose him, really.
No, but when it's only a cost of £12.75 million, you can't really deny that. So bringing him in, and he's increased, he's improved, he's got a lot better. He's now 21, he's got a good head on his shoulders. Yeah, I think we're going into quite a nice prime period now for Thiago Tomas as our official signing and not just here on loan. But he's not the only guy we brought in. Now, I do feel like at right back we were kind of struggling. We did have Pablo Maffeo, who come back on loan from the first season, but the second season he never signs a new contract, left on a free. So we had to fill that void. Felix Udual is the guy that I brought in. He's German, he's 23, he's really young, but he's quite phenomenal, to be fair. You can play on both sides for our standard. So we've picked him up from Borussia Mönchengladbach, £17.75 million. He's been having some really good seasons, to be fair, in Germany already, and he's already started off quite
good average rating there. Yeah, that's good.
With assist as well in his first 2 games. Felix Udual, welcome to the club. Now we go back to Norgeland's team, because obviously we signed a player who had been sold from them. Now we signed a player directly from them in Mohamed Diamonde. Player I know quite well from doing a live stream series with Norgeland. This guy is one of their better players. He's phenomenal going forward. Really good centre midfielder on attack, because he's got really good attacking attributes, and he just seems to always be bursting through because he's got that gets forward whenever possible, and he's really good passer of the ball as well. Tries those killer balls. He's only 21 years of age, and we've only paid £8.75 million.
Scored a goal as well already.
Scored a goal already. He's a very good player, and we've picked him up for peanuts, really. But Julian Brown, who is a guy who still seems to get around a bit in the Bundesliga, we've picked him up from Borussia Dortmund. He's not the best winger because some of his mental attributes are somewhat left to be desired, but the rest of him, technically, physically, he's great.
He's got to be good. He's got 35 caps for Germany.
He plays in so many different positions too.
They don't play idiots for their team, do they?
No, they don't hand him out, do they? £9.75 million is all we paid for. He's been playing for Borussia Dortmund for a number of years now, and starting quite a few games, to be fair, or playing at least a few games. He comes into us and he's a starter.
Yeah.
He plays on that left-hand side. He will be starting games, and he's going to come in as our number 10. A lot of experience, but he's still young enough to make the whole of this
$9 million.
rebuild.
Good signing.
Yeah. The only downside to Julian Brown is a very high wage of 120k. That's got to be one of the highest contracts we have handed out so far, but you don't get further up the league unless you pay the big bucks.
That's right, yeah.
We know that for sure. So, tactically then, let's take a look. Well, we're going to go for something a little bit different. We're going to go for a standard 4-3-3 with some player roles that I think suit the players that we have brought into the club. Now, we've got Diamonde. He is perfect at a attacking playmaker or an advanced playmaker. I mentioned how good he is at passing, but I also mentioned how good he is going forward. That gives him a license to do that. Julian Brown on the left-hand side is a great inverted winger. We've got Silas on the right-hand side as an inverted winger, and we've got a poacher role for Thiago Tomas to just do what he does best, break the offside trap and score some goals. Now, I haven't done this yet, but if I was to select the best 11 here, you can see this is what my assistant manager would consider the best 11. So I haven't selected anybody for this reason. I kind of agree with him, to be fair. Kafod in the deep line playmaker role, Maggiore in the box-to-box midfielder role. He's perfect for that. Diamonde there. We got Souza, who's a quality left back. Zagadou, who's been solid for us last couple of seasons alongside Anton. Udual coming in there. It's a great team.
Yeah.
I'm expecting to start challenging again for those European spots instead of having to rely on winning the cup. So let's see then how this 4-3-3 is done. Now, we lost in the Super Cup 8-1. That was before we changed.
Right.
So that was our previous asymmetric tactic. We got absolutely knobbed and dispatched by Bayern Munich. But when they're coming up with players like this, you kind of just got to accept it and roll over, haven't you? 5-0 though in the cup to bring us back into reality. 3-0 win against Hanover there. Thiago Tomas scoring a brace. Diamonde getting one. And Wolfsburg, unfortunately, we lost to them 2-1. But that, again, we know it's always a tricky team
it is,
to play Wolfsburg. We got Europa League again. Our group.
This is an art. hard group.
It's harder, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you see a team like Valencia there and you know what they're capable of, you think...
You're fighting for one spot then, really, ain't you?
Yeah. So, and Basel are no mugs, neither are Sparta Prague.
I mean, I'd still like to think we would finish second.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah.
To push Valencia all the way.
And I'd like to at least get to the quarterfinal again. That's where we got last season.
Yeah.
There's no reason why, when we've improved our squad, why we shouldn't be getting to that point or surpassing that next season.
Yeah.
Holders, by the way, are Chelsea, so they dropped down into the Europa League last season.
Yeah. Talking of Chelsea, they played in the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup final against us. And we lost 1-0 against them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of the finals they got to. They got to 2 finals. It was 1998 was against Chelsea, and 89 I think it was against Napoli.
Yeah.
And they also lost 1-0 in that one.
That would have been Maradona's Napoli then, wouldn't
probably,
it?
yeah.
89?
Yeah. So, they're getting into the finals. They've gone into a couple of European finals, but they're just not winning them really. So,
yeah.
Do we get one? Well, we need to get to one and win one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, the Europa League is basically the Cup Winners' Cup.
Yeah.
What it is now, obviously, it's just a completely different format and different way to qualify, but it is kind of that secondary European trophy. Chelsea winning it again. Obviously, we didn't play them in the final, but yeah, quite weird how that's worked out. But yeah, I'd like to think that we can still qualify from this group, especially how we've improved the team. So, it's time to simulate third season. Okay, third season, we're very unlucky.
Oh, 2 points.
2 points away from those top 7 places, which would have got us European football. But there's some teams up there, I'm like, how the hell have they done that?
Yeah.
Bochum in third.
Yeah.
What is that about?
Take your hat off to them, 60 points. Well done.
Yeah, mine's up there as well in fourth with 59 points. We're just really, really unlucky. Schalke going down again.
We drew too many games.
We definitely did.
Yeah.
9 games we drew and lost 11. Only winning 14. And there are some huge goals being scored again. 45 from Robert Lewandowski. He's getting better with age. He's now 35 and he's just scored 45 goals in a league season where he's only played 31 games and he got 45 goals, which beats his previous record.
Yeah,
He's beat it twice. This guy's just incredible. What a player. Is he going to go? There's talks that he's leaving.
I think he's going to go.
Do you?
Yeah.
Barcelona?
He's dropping those hints to the club that he doesn't want to sign for the following season, didn't he?
Yeah.
It's going to go up to his last season, so I think he's going to go. I think he wants that last signing to go somewhere else and try it somewhere else.
Try it in a different league. Yeah, because he's been here for ages.
I don't think he'll come to the Premier League.
No, I don't think. I think it will be Barcelona. Obviously, a slower paced league where, possession based, very similar to Bayern Munich. The only team I think he would work in would be Manchester City's right now.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool are too on the counter. Man City are the more possession based, but of course they've just signed the other beast, Erling Haaland from the Bundesliga.
So they're not going to sign both of them, or they don't need both of them, do you?
I think if he does move to Barcelona, I'd be really interested to find out the domino effect of that.
Yeah.
Well, who's Bayern Munich going to replace him with? Because the obvious answer would have been Erling Haaland, but now they don't have that option. No. Who around Europe are they going to go for? Maybe a Darwin Núñez, somebody like that. That's something that I'm always really interested in transfers, is the domino effect. But anyway, back to Stuttgart. We haven't done that well, and we don't have that Europa League thing next to our name, which means probably we haven't done anything in other competitions. So let's take a look. We were knocked out the second round of both competitions, actually, of the DFB Pokal by Mainz and by Leicester in the Europa League. Yeah, it's not great. Not a good season. Not a good season, especially considering how much we have improved this team.
Yeah.
Thiago Tomas only dropping 22 goals throughout the whole season. He scored more in just the league in the first season when he was younger and less experienced. Roberto Massimo has got 12 goals there, and Diamonde in third with only 8. And he has the most assists this season, only with 11. Again, we're lacking in the creative aspect of creating goals and providing goals. I think that's our big problem.
We've got to get into the mix of that. I mean, all right, not looking at first or second, but you've got to be trying to get in the mix of
trying to get in third or fourth.
Fourth, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we'll skip on forward to the pre-season of season number 4 and see who we've brought in. Season number 4, we spent £50 million. It's the most that we have spent so far in this rebuild, and the marquee signing is Kelvin Yaboa from Genoa. It's a player that I have never really signed before. 24-year-old Italian. We've got quite a few Italians now in our club, and this guy is rapid quick. He likes to beat the offside trap. He's good finishing, great off the ball and composure. He's got everything that I like in a striker.
Yeah.
And how I found him, I literally, because people always go, how do you find all these players? Because I never heard of him before.
No.
I went on player search and I thought I really need a pacey striker. I typed in pace, acceleration, off the ball, composure, finishing, and stuck it on 15. Every single one, and if you look, he is 15 on every single one, and that's how I found him. Really easy, but now I found a quality player. He did cost a little bit though, £19 million, but he did score 13 goals last season for Genoa,
and he's
who's a very mediocre team. Well. Yeah, 4 goals in 3 games.
Hello. A
7.63 average rating is very good.
Yes.
I mean, you mentioned it time and time again, how difficult it is to score in a Serie A, even when you're a big club. Not to mention when you're Genoa and you're down by the relegation point, and he's getting 13. Not bad at all.
No.
Now, one of the new wonder kids since the winter update is this man, Rooney Bargi. He's 18 years of age. He's Swedish, despite being called Rooney and Bargi. I don't know whether they were big Man United fans when they were younger. But we've picked him up and he's already fantastic, to be fair. But if you take a look at his history, £10 million, that's all we signed him for. He hasn't played that many games for Copenhagen in their first team, but he's ready, I think, to play some more games because he has a great potential on this game.
Yeah.
So picking him up, I think, is a very smart move, especially for you Patreon members who like to take on the journey and see how you're going to get on. £5 tier, and you can get the save game file as soon as this is uploaded. So make sure, if you want to get that, page.com/Megaloot Gaming, and see what you can do with this Stuttgart team at the end of the 5 years. We'll set you a challenge if you can. Felix Udual Kai is a centre-back that I have picked up, German. We've picked him up from the same division, Augsburg, £8.25 million. He's been playing the Bundesliga for a very long time. He looks capable. He doesn't look like a world beater, but he's definitely an improvement on the squad that we've got. I think 2 centre-backs that we've got are quite decent, but Felix comes in and he gives us a little bit more of another option should we need to. The best thing about him is he's 17 jumping reach with 15 for bravery, and he's 6'4", so he's a towering figure. Yeah, very rapid. And I've also picked up another centre back from Nordsjælland again. I'm picking up a lot of players from Denmark in this rebuild. Adamo Nagalo, a good centre-back, really pacey, very well-rounded, I think, this guy, and good on the ball too. So we've now picked up 2 really good ball-playing defenders, and I think we need to keep that in consideration. Emerson joins us as well, Brazilian, plays on the left-hand side. He's got good finishing ability. He's going to be a squad player in this first season. We probably maybe even give him some game time in the under-20s or the under-19s. Now, the final signing is a 21-year-old Slovenian that we've picked up at left back. This guy's going to be a bit of a squad player. We know how good our current left back is, but we didn't have any fallback options should he miss a game. This man is the guy to be that replacement. Only 21 years of age, and we only paid £1.3 million.
Good,
yeah, from Maribor, of course, where he is from in Slovenia. So I think what we have really done here in this transfer window is build the squad around our first 11. We haven't necessarily got a first team player in other than Yaboa, but I think the rest of the team there complement the squad. So if they are missing, we shouldn't be too weak compared to what our first 11 should be.
We should have a good reserve team coming through as well. I mean, we're always talking about it earlier about the team being a club and all that. In the area that in Germany that they're from, they are a very big club, and their football side of it, they're very big at the football side. Their reserve side, they're in the second highest league that the reserves can be in. Yeah. So they must be a good team as well. But their junior sides, their under 19s, they've won their league a record 10 times. And their under 17s team have won the league 6 times as well. Even the youth sides and all that coming through, they good teams.
Always got a good youth academy.
Yeah, so hopefully there should be some good players coming through as well.
It's funny you say that, and I did not ask you to say anything like this to trigger me, which is weird that you said it, because this season we had a youth intake with this man.
Here we go.
16 years of age. He is incredible. Raymond Ulrich. Already worth £40 million to £52 million.
Okay, that's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, at 16. So he comes into the team through the youth academy this season, or he's been here for 2 seasons. So he came in when he was 15. He is now just turned 16 in June, and he is absolutely incredible. So he hasn't turned pro yet. You can't use him in Germany until they've turned 17. Yeah. But maybe we might see him in the final season, and maybe Patreon members can use him for the 5 years that they're there.
You know you got a good player coming
as homegrown. homegrown talent, absolutely, because by then Julian Brown might be not good enough.
No.
This guy could be. So tactically then, if we're taking a look, we're going to stick with the 4-3-3, but we have changed a couple of roles. We've now got an inside forward on the right. We've got a centre midfielder on attack instead of the advanced playmaker. And we're going to go with 2 ball-playing defenders instead of the just plain central defenders. The fullback on attack as well on the left-hand side instead of an inverted. And I think basically what we're going to try and do now is play out from the back.
Yes.
Stop ourselves from pumping the ball long and maybe losing it and conceding chances.
Back at us again, isn't it?
Absolutely. So
I feel this is a better team.
I do. And I think squad-wise, like, we're looking a lot more healthier. If I take a look at the squad, for instance, we've got a very good balance, I think. It isn't until you go down to a couple of youngsters that we're not really using anymore where we go down to the 2-star. We got so many players who are all at the very much the same level, as we can see there, and squad depth is exactly the same. So many good players covering so many different positions. So, at the start of the season then, we have started off quite well, I think.
Yeah,
7-0 in the Cup. We always seem to play Leipzig 3 in the first game of the season. 3-0 this time round.
Lose.
So out of the 4 years, we played them first 3 times. 5-0 against Nuremberg, though. That's a great result. 5 goal scorers. And then a 3-1 victory against Hoffenheim. Kelvin Yaboa got himself a hat-trick. Getting his last one in the 95th minute there. So we've got no European football this season, unfortunately, but we've got 1 year to get us back into those European spots, and I fancy our chances to at least get in that top 7.
I think we will,
Absolutely. Right, okay, let's simulate this 4th season. And the 4th season, we got Champions League football coming next year.
Get in.
That's a big result.
That just goes to show when you get a balanced side, good players in good positions, that's what happens in that league, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. When you get a decent squad around them, the results completely changed. I think we gained something like 11 or 12 points, and we jumped up, 5 positions. Bochum, who finished in the Champions League spots last year, got themselves relegated. That's remarkable, isn't it, really, when things like that happens. Nuremberg only got 7 points. That's got to be a record as well for going down. Kelvin Yaboa, though, unfortunately for him, Lewandowski's still here, but he did get 32 goals this season in the league. We've got to be really happy with that. He's also in there for the average rating too. And he got the most man of the matches, 12 man of the matches in 34 games that he can total play.
Dortmund still finished 2nd place, and they haven't got their main striker. Where did he go?
Well, let's find out. There he is.
Of course he did.
Of course he went to PSG for a gotta be a record £122 million sale for Dortmund there. Absolutely mental. And he scored 26 goals in both seasons so far in the French league. Imagine that. You got Lionel Messi coming up, and then they just signed somebody new. Oh, who's that? Erling Haaland. So, yeah, at least he's out of our league anyway.
Yeah, definitely,
Now, in other competitions,
get in.
We've won another cup.
What a season we've had then.
I'm so happy with that. 4-1 victory against Augsburg in the final. I mean, we keep coming up against not so great teams in the final, but you've got to get to the final to beat the best teams.
You've got to, somewhere along the line, someone's going to knock the best teams out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the 3rd best team in the league wins it.
Exactly.
There you go.
Kelvin Yaboa with a brace, Julian Brown on the 40th, and Felix Udual in the 94th minute to cap off a great day for Stuttgart fans. And if you look at our performances, we played exceptionally well, especially in defence too.
Oh, 8.6.
Unbelievable. And Rooney Bargi, 9.8.
Yeah.
He's 18 years of age. Cool. He's a bit of a talent, isn't he? He's a bit of a talent. So let's take a look then at the stages and see if any of us knocked out some of the big clubs. I'm sure one of us did. We knocked out Bayer Leverkusen on penalties in the semi-final. Bayern Munich 2-1 there in the quarter-final. And Dortmund were knocked out by Arminia Bielefeld very early on.
Round,
yeah, really weird. So not a bad result. Let's take a look at the statistics then. Kelvin Yaboa got 40 goals in 40 appearances. Rooney Bargi just turned 19, got 10 goals and 13 assists. The guy is phenomenal. He's getting better and better already. I like him a lot. So, great result.
Yeah.
Got to be happy with that.
Oh, yes.
We move forward to next season, hopefully, with a little bit of money, £61 million.
They've got to give us more than they've been in the Champions League.
Because now we've even got to up it again.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
We've got to up it again. Right, let's go forward to the 5th season. First signing in the door in the 5th season is Facundo Pellistri from Manchester United on a free transfer. Like we mentioned, squad player.
Yeah.
Just what we need. He's still young, Got good value now that we've brought him in on a free, so sell-on wise, like it's a good signing to make as well.
Yeah.
Decent with both feet, gotta be happy that can play across the front three. We then went and signed one of Celtic's Japanese players. Have you seen that they've got a few Japanese players? And obviously they've just won the league. We signed probably their best one, Daisen Maeda. Again, can play across the front three and in behind the striker should we need to. I actually think he's better than Julian Brown now, so it might be the case that he might be the guy to be playing on that left-hand side before we introduce that youngster into the team.
I mean, the Scottish League, the Scottish Premier League is not a bad league neither as well. I mean,
some good players there.
Yeah, some good players there.
How much did we pay for him? £23 million. So Celtic definitely got a profit out of us. But
the goals he was scoring as
he
well.
He scored 16 goals last season. So we had to pay the money to bring him in. And we had the money. But our biggest signing, and I think our best signing, is Luka Sucic. 22 years of age. So again, still under the age of 23.
Yeah.
Not even in his prime yet.
Tell you what, we've just built a hell of a squad.
One hell of a team, He's a centre midfielder who is unbelievable going forward. Really good pace. Acceleration of 17, agility and balance, really crucial in centre mid. People overlook those attributes, but when you're carrying a ball and then you've got someone like N'Golo Kante chasing you, for instance, you need pace, agility and acceleration to get away from them.
Yeah.
And this guy has that. He's also got the ability to pass the ball. He's fantastic off the ball, really good mentally. He's a towering figure at 6'1". I like
People
him.
don't take notice of that as well. The off the ball, where good people are off the ball. You need these, especially midfield players. They've got to be better off the ball than some players are on the ball.
Yeah.
You know, they're anticipating your passes or something like that and breaking things down. So they've got to be good off the ball.
Yeah. One of the things that I always used to think when you always used to stand at the side and speak to me when I was playing was you used to tell me more things about when I didn't have the ball than when I did have the ball.
Yeah.
Because you knew what I could do with the ball, but my game weakness was when I was without it.
Yeah.
I'd go too narrow. If I was playing on the wing, you'd say, get out wide.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
In the other side of things, moving into the channels, things like that. Getting back quicker and then taking my rest. That's one of the things that you used to tell me.
Yeah, the 18-yard box was your channel. Anything inside that area, I wanted you to be on it.
Yeah. And then when I moved up front, it was the case of being on the last man, being ready and on your toes for a ball over the top, for instance.
And what's my biggest hate with a striker? Being caught offside.
Being caught offside, yeah.
When we lose the ball goes up and we win the ball back again and there's a quick ball through and the striker's just mosey on back and like that. Winds me up because if that player gets back and then he turns, he's gone again, isn't he?
Yeah.
And I used to give you some stick for that as well.
Yeah, the thing that you used to tell me the most was run back and then take your rest.
Yes, definitely.
I used to hear that in my sleep.
Yeah.
So tactically then, I think we stick with this 4-3-3 which got us into the Champions League. We might as well keep it. Rooney Bargi's going to play every single game next season. He has to.
Yeah.
He's been so good. He deserves that position. The rest of the team, if I go and quick pick without restriction the best 11, if you look, he gets taken out. That's the reason why I've done it. Instead, it should look like that, but with Rooney Bargi in that front forward position, it would look a little bit like this. So Maggiore, Sucic, Kafod in the midfield, Yaboa playing up front, a great defence as well. Yeah, I think this team's quality. Some really good options from the bench as well, should we really need to. So schedule-wise then, how have we started? Well, we lost in the Super Cup to Bayern Munich, but this time it wasn't 8-1, it was only 1-0.
We're getting better.
We got an 8-1 ourselves though in the Cup, so that's a good start to begin with. Hoffenheim, 0-0. It's a dodgy one.
Yeah.
But we're kick-starting the season. 5-2, that's better. Much better. We bring them home, 5-2 victory. Augsburg, 3-1 victory.
We're not playing lights to the third game.
No, still really soon, isn't it? We'll give you a couple of games and then we'll play you after
beat them
that.
this time.
Yeah. Our Champions League group, though, is very difficult.
Hello.
That's, for us, it's a group of death.
Yeah.
Inter, Arsenal and Leon.
We didn't get nothing easy there, did we?
No, maybe a Europa League. I'd like to think above Leon.
That's still going to be a challenge, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got to get some points at home, definitely.
And I'd love to pick up a victory against Arsenal.
Yes.
They're always a team that knocks us out in these rebuilds, and we both hate them. So it would be lovely to do that. So, for the last time, let's simulate this 5th season.
Come on.
So for the final season, we again finish in that 3rd place. Only one point behind Borussia Dortmund. Which is annoying, isn't it? I mean, we're some way off top, obviously.
But that just goes to show the last 2 seasons we have improved.
Each time.
Yeah. So that was good, really.
There are some phenomenal strikers coming to this league. We've obviously already got Bobby Lewandowski. Vitinha's joined us, and Lorenzo Colombo, 2 strikers that we've had in previous rebuilds that scored us a lot of goals. So The fact that we have managed to stay in third position when we've got the likes of Wolfsburg knocking on our door. Yeah, I think we've done quite well there. But I'm quite intrigued. How have we done in the Champions League? That's what I'm really interested with. Do we drop out to Europa League? Let's find out. No, we got to the first round knockout stage and we were eliminated by Manchester City, which is now the Juve manager's Manchester City. So Pep Guardiola has left. So that's quite annoying, which means we did actually... Liverpool beat Man United 3-0 in the final. What? We'll ignore that. Jesus. First round knockout stage, we lost 6-1 on aggregate. We're not quite there yet, are we? That's the thing. We're not quite there yet.
City are probably one of the best teams in Europe at the moment.
Yeah.
If not going to be the best team in Europe next season with Aaron Haaland and signing for them. So I just can't see them not winning that cup next season.
Oh,
that's a big statement. That's a big statement.
That is a statement.
I think they're gonna win the league this year. I think they'll pip Liverpool to the last game of the season. I still think they'll do it.
Yeah.
But next season they're going to be a different team completely.
They'll be in a league of their own.
Yes.
Speaking of a league of their own, we are amazing in the Champions League. We topped the group. We won 4 games. We beat Arsenal 1-0 at home. We beat Lyon both home and away 2-0 and 2-1. And we even beat Inter Milan at home 1-0. We only lost 2 games. One was against Arsenal 2-0 when we went to the Emirates. And only a 2-1 loss when we went to the Giuseppe Meazza. Yeah. Not a bad Champions League campaign for Stuttgart, which meant Man City come up against Erling Haaland in their group, finishing second to PSG. So, what do you think, Dad? That's not bad at all, is it?
No.
I mean, season-wise, goals were really bad.
We had one bad season, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we won the cup in that season as well, didn't we?
No, we didn't win we won the cup either side of that one year. Yeah.
All right. So we had one bad season then, really. So, yeah, I mean, I'm happy with that. That's good.
Yeah, I am too. I am really surprised at how successful we have been, considering our top scorer only has 20 goals.
Yeah.
Thiago Tomas only has 11. Like, we scraped through there. We've done really well. But for the Patreon members then, if they gain access to this on the £5 tier, what would you set out as their goals? We've got Champions League football for them back to back.
Yeah.
We've won 2 cups. We're in the top 4 for the last 2 seasons. What's the goal?
Looking at that, we were that close to Dortmund. So my challenge is going to be split them.
Yeah.
See if we can get second spot or even third spot. I think we're a bit away from Bayern Munich. Run us up in the league and win a trophy.
Yeah.
I would like to be a European trophy.
Yeah. If you can get a Europa League.
I mean, we're in the Champions League. If we don't have a good draw, you could go into the Europa League, win it.
Yeah.
If you stay in the Champions League, I don't think you'll go on and win it. So
no, there's some way off that at this point.
But I'd like to win another cup. But I'd like it to be a European cup if you can.
Absolutely.
That's the biggest challenge. The first challenge is second spot in the league.
Second spot. You've got £55 million in the transfer budget, but not a big wage budget, so you might have to play around with it. So that's at least one big signing that you can potentially make, and then obviously some player sales. But thank you to everybody who has been letting me know how you've been getting on. Matt there again, who's been letting us know each and every time. Really do appreciate it. Tweeting us and everything like that. DMing me on whether it's Instagram or Discord. I really do appreciate it, and I enjoy seeing how people are getting on.
I hope you're enjoying it. You're having a bit of fun.
Yeah, it does exactly seem like. Yeah, for sure. So, Patreon members, let us know how you get on. And if you're not a Patreon member and you're just enjoying the videos, then how about smashing a like? That would be amazing. And again, we'll try and see you next Monday. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.